Guys, I've been an entrepreneur since ninth grade in high school. That's over 3 decades. And I've been a real estate investor since 2006. Today's session is about 4 ways to find renters in your rental property. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you a bonus, which is the most important one, okay? And there's 4 ways that I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about the dumbest way to do it, going to the best way to do it. So the best way is all the way at the end, okay? So the dumbest way to do it is to list it with the real estate agent and put it on the MLS. Why is it the dumbest thing to do? Because you're going to have to fork over 1 month rent or more. Let me say that again, 1 month rent or more. And here's the catch. Most rental properties, if you don't structure the deal correctly, you may only get a positive cash flow of $100 a month. So if you're going to have to give the real estate agent your whole month rent, then guess what? For that whole year, you didn't make any profits. Guess what's going to happen when the lease expires after the year? You're going to list it again, and you're going to list it again. So you're basically working for the real estate agent, and you're not getting any positive cash flow. But let's say if you're getting $125, then sure, you'll make $25, okay? This is why it's so important to structure the deal correctly, okay? Now, let's talk about some of the benefits with the realtor. Don't get me wrong. If you list it with a real estate agent, there's a lot of benefits. One of the benefits, the MLS, is the mass database. It'll get indexed through all the other websites like Realtor.com and Zillow, etc. Okay, so if you list it with a realtor, you're going to get the benefits of some of the other websites. But however, you have a contract obligation to pay the first month rent to that real estate agent. Okay, now let's talk about the second way to find renters. Okay, now this way is a little bit better. It's not the dumb way, it's a little bit better, but you'll see why it's not the greatest. Okay, what is it? You just list it with like rent.com, for rent.com, Zillow, Triller. You individually go and pay $50, $100, whatever the story is, to multiple of these websites that you feel like there's a lot of renters in your area, because some states that website will not be hot, in other states it will be, okay? So the question is, instead of paying the realtor the first month rent, now you have to spend some money in advertisement. You might have to list 1, 2, 3 different websites, wait around for someone to come, okay? The benefit is you're not paying all that first month rent. You might be able to only spend $200 or $300 versus paying $2,000 in your first month rent to the real estate agent, okay? Now let's go to the third way to find renters for your rental property, and this is a little bit more smarter than listening with a real estate agent or listening on these master websites like rent.com and Zillow, etc. The next way is basically put a yard. The next way is to basically use like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and things of that nature that are totally for free. Now, there's a lot of buyers and there's also a lot of renters on these free sites, okay? So I would highly recommend that. That's why I saved that for the end, okay? Because this, you don't have to spend any money. You don't have to pay a realtor your first month rent, and it's totally for free, okay? Now, the next one is your yard sign in your ground, okay? And not only in your own property, make sure you get the neighborhood, okay? Because a lot of people are driving around on Saturdays and Sundays, and they're going to see your yard sign and they're going to call, okay? Now, this brings me to the bonus. This is the smart thing to do. All the other stuff I just list were okay, but if you're not building yourself a renters list, aka future buyers list with owner financing, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. What do I mean? To build yourself a buyer's list, there's 2 things you got to get all the time, and you have to put it in all your advertisement. If it's for free or pay, it doesn't matter. You need to put a pre-recorded phone number so people can call through their cell phone. So if you use that same exact number on your yard signs, you use it exact number on your Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, or if you're doing level 2 or level 3, whatever you're doing, you're going to get that. And what is that pre-recorded message going to say? It's going to tell you everything about the property, the square footage, how many bedrooms, how many but more importantly, it's going to tell you what is your company policy for qualification. For example, if you're not going to rent to people that have evictions, you're not going to rent to people that have felonies, well, you need to go ahead and say that. And the reason I say leave it as a pre-recording message is two reasons, and I'll get to in a second, because I'm talking about what you should put in the message right now. You got to leave the property description. You got to put exactly what your qualification is. If you need first month down, second month down, if you need 3 months down, if you're looking for a certain credit, so whatever your company policy is, make sure you leave it on there so people don't waste your time. Okay. The next thing you want to put on there is that they should text you at this specific phone number that you have created through Google Voice. All this should be Google Voice or Ring Central or something like that, where you can actually log all these phone numbers, because we're trying to build a list. Okay, and I'll get to that in a second. The next thing you should tell them in that pre-recorded voice message, so the renter's driving around, they see that your house for rent, they call it. Or they're on Craigslist, they see it, they call it. Or you paid for $100, $200 to be on rent.com, they see it, they call it. So instead of going to your cell phone, or instead of you picking it up or you missing it and missing all these renters, you have a pre-recorded message that talks about the details of the property. It talks about what is your company qualifications, like I don't rent to felons, etc. And at the same time, you're going to tell them to text you at this number so you can send them a video of the property tour. Dude, this is very, very important, because one of the most important things is if you have these people jump through hoops, you'll know who is the most motivated person. The person that's going to listen to the whole message. They're going to text message you to get that video. He or she's going to highly motivated renter that's ready to move ASAP. The one that's going to call and hang up, or the one that's going to call and just listen and they don't follow instructions, they're probably not going to follow your instructions anyways whenever you rent the property to them anyways. Okay, so this system that I'm just telling you, the bonus is the cream of the cream, because it's psychologically making the renters jump through hoops. It's saving you tons of money for many different dimensions or levels. Level number one is you don't have to be on the phone talking to someone. You don't have to hire a VA to talk to someone. If you have multiple rental properties, then you're going to need a property manager to, like, on the phone constantly. Hello, yeah, it's a 4-bedroom. Yeah, it's a 2-bedroom. No, we don't have any specials. No, we require this credit. You know, like, you're repeating yourself. It's like so much resources. Instead, a voice recording that specifically explains that will eliminate all these questions. Okay, so it's going to save you a lot of money on the labor capital. It's going to save you a lot of money in the marketing part. Okay, what do I mean? Now, whenever you build a list, let's say you're doing this business for a year, and then eventually it goes 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever the story is. Now you have hundreds and thousands of people that are renters and future buyers. So now I get a new property. Let's say I'm 5 years into it, or 2 years into it, or what, it doesn't matter, 50 years into it. Instead of me hiring a real estate agent or putting it on realtor.com or Zillow or Craigslist, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to text message blast and email blast and voice blast my own list that I've created. Okay, it's totally for free. I don't have to pay any commissions. It's cost me very, very small amount of money. Okay, and when I have that list, even if it's like 10 years old, some of those people are now ready to buy a house. And if I'm selling a house, I'm a real estate investor, I'm more than likely doing wraparound mortgages, I'm doing seller financing. And so some of these people, even if they called you like 5 years ago, maybe they're looking for a house today. So when you send them this text message of a rental property, you have your website there, they go there to see, oh, you do have some houses. They're like, oh, they come to you. But more importantly, a lot of renters stay renters, and by building yourself that list, you can constantly send out your deals or whenever you have vacancies to your own freaking list. You don't have to pay anyone any money. You've eliminated the real estate agent. You eliminated those websites that are going to charge you a lot of money without really knowing if you're going to get any business from them. And that list is gold. Okay, now how do you build the list? Like I said, every time you do option 3, 4, 5, always put your phone number in there and have that pre-recorded message. And that phone number should not go to your cell phone. It should go to one of these web-based cell phone companies like Google Voice. It's totally for free. And every time someone calls, and they follow the instructions, or if they don't follow the instructions, you can just save a renter on this date. Or if you talk to them, then put their name on there, and then you'll have that list. Okay. And the same thing with your email. When they send you an email, you capture that email, you put it into a email campaign database, or you can just put it in Google Docs. Okay. And just save it there. there's so many different ways to do it, you know. But the importance of the email is because whenever you have a new property, it doesn't matter if you're a landlord, if you're going to do owner financing, you just send it out, dude. You send an email, you send a text blast, and you send a robocall saying, hey, I got this new property, to your list, the people that already said send me this information. Okay, so it's very, very important that, for me at least, that I don't use real estate agents to list. Now, I'm not saying that I would never use a real estate agent, okay? Depends on the property. For example, I had a property in Sanger, Texas. It was so far away from the city, okay? The area wasn't developed there. I bought the property from my sister when she was gonna go to college there. And so, you know, for that, I had to list with a real estate agent. But guess what? I own a real estate brokerage firm, and, you know, I didn't have to pay the whole month's rent. I would only pay like 25% of the rent, but still, it still sucked. Okay, but what I'm saying is, some deals there's no drive-bys. There's, you know, no one lives there, no one works there, and so you're gonna need the MLS help. Okay, but majority of properties, if you just have a for rent sign out there, and you blanket the area as well, you're going to generate yourself a lot of calls. Now the problem is, a lot of small landlords, they don't have the time to pick up the phone instantly when people call, and then now they're playing phone tags and this and that, or a couple of texts, and is every time you text someone, you're using your energy, right? This is why I like to automate it, right? You know, that's why I created the Alchemy Stones automation funnels, where I show you how to automate everything. Okay, you can get all my courses, dude, in my Palo Alto Brotherhood, including coaching. Check out my website. But going back to the automation, this is why it's important to automate when people call as a renter. Okay, all the details of the property, your company policy, what you accept, what you don't accept, and then have the renter jump through hoops to show you their motivation. Okay, have a video of the property so you don't have to show everyone the property every so many days. Like, no, I'll send you the video. Okay, all right. The other important thing is that you save so much money by the next time you get another property. Instead of have to paying option 1 real estate agent, option 2 all those different websites, option 3 you can spend all that time on these free ads, you know, posting, because it takes time and energy. If you're doing it, or if a VA's doing it, you're still exerting energy. It's much easier to build your own list and nourish the list and keep it. Even if it's 10 years old, there are people that are going to be renting. They have friends, they have family, they have co-workers, they know someone that's like, oh, if you have a video with it, or if you have a good pictures with it, they'll show their word of mouth, they'll show their other people that they know. So this is why it's so important to build a list. Now, everyone talks about listed with the MLS, or listed on the free websites, or listed on the pay websites, or just do the yard signs. I say, you know, like, you can do whatever you want, but my main thing is that I will use all the tools. But my number one tool, my favorite tool, is building my own renters list, aka future seller financing buyers, because some of these renters will have that $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 down. They just can't qualify for a loan because they own a business, which is totally normal in America, because the bankers only lend to people that have jobs versus businesses. Okay, especially newer businesses. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions, comment, leave it below. If you're interested in finding off-market property as a landlord, check out my site, myrealestatedojo.com or mrnofluff.com, same thing, and click on start. I'm giving you my course totally for free, guys. And not only did I show you how to find these sellers, I show you exactly how to give the offers, how to talk to them, how to do the follow-ups. I even give you the follow-up materials, the marketing materials, the whole shazam, dude. It's totally for free. Thanks for clicking the like button. Don't take no for an answer. As Romy said, always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Romy. Peace, guys.